Hello, all, and welcome to the Parenting and Punchlines podcast with your most excellent hosts, Dylan and Sato. Join us as we gather around the mics to deliver you parenting tools and tips or discuss the complexities of some of comedy's greatest minds. Whether it's parenting or punchlines, it's all about delivery.
What is happening, Sorrow?
Hola. We're back, but it's daytime because I had to do something last night. So here
How'd it
we
go?
are on a
Did
Thursday.
you make it? Yeah, we did it.
I had to go drop off a water heater. So I'll give you the short version. It wasn't supposed to come in till next week. And Home Depot's like, your water heater's here. I was like, shit. All right. So I go pick it up. I get it home. This thing is super tall in the bed of my truck. And I'm just like, I can't store this here overnight. So anyway, I call the AC guy or the plumber guy, and I'm like, hey, I have this thing. What are you thinking? He's like, well, if you can get it there today, I'll do it tomorrow. And I was like, of course you would say that. Otherwise, it wasn't going to be till. And so the sooner I get this done, the sooner we close on the property, the sooner I get paid. So I was like, all right, there's my motivation. So I drive this thing to Chandler at 8 o'clock at night when we're supposed to be on. And we're good. Got installed today, I think. I haven't heard from him, but yeah. So that is why
closing the deal
at 1 o'clock. Yeah. Another deal closed for the realtor.
That's good. Well, so, I'm excited. I'm recommitting to put these all up on the RSS feed. So I'm pretty stoked. So more and more as I'm learning to do this, to be able to podcast, I need to have a specific program to filter through. And then that way I can put it up as on what's it called? The regular podcast platforms like Google or whatever. They just require they require specifics.
There's guidelines. It's for sound quality and all of it.
Yeah. So same even with their imagery, like when I was trying to make the page, they'd be like, "Oh no, that's the wrong size, dude. You got to do it again." And I'd be like, "Oh my god, okay." So that side is just same thing, new to me. I'm just learning it, doing it. So now that we have a good amount under our belt, it's not hard to pop them on there. But
exactly.
I'm just learning that system on top of this one, and I kind of like the visual too. So it makes it feel more like a show, you know?
Yeah, having it on here versus just audio, which I'm more of a listener of podcasts because on the go, I'm driving, something's going on, so I can't really watch. So, everyone's different. A lot of people love watching it, like there's a couple that you kind of have to watch. Like, Kill Tony, you have to watch. Joe Rogan, hit or miss, those ones, but yeah, that's good.
Talking about even me specifically, the more I do tours, the more I wonder what my words and actions look like on the tour.
Sure.
You know what I mean? So that's one thing I like about these is the first 3, I'm going to be honest with you. I got a notebook and I was like, all right, cool. Let's just see how we go. And I wrote down so many things that I was kind of embarrassed about. For instance, I said a whole bunch, and then which stood out. I kept going being like,
That's where you and I are different. I hardly will ever watch them just because I get on and do my thing and put it out to the world. If I went back and did what you did, I'd probably quit the show.
I appreciate that information. I mean, you have to have the space for it, right? But also that was something in high school we would do for speech competition.
Yeah, you guys are you're more conditioned to look back, and I do that with music. Like when I play in a band and we're learning a new song, whether it's an original or a cover, we'll record it and we'll go back and listen to it, and you'll be like, "Ooh, I made a mistake there. Got
Right.
it. Okay, let's not do it." The bridge starts one measure earlier, so yeah, I get it. But like, I don't have any acting like theater experience, so I've never had to watch myself perform. So two of the same, but a little different. Music versus audio versus visual.
Absolutely. I felt that for Eric and Tiffany's wedding. Practice. I was like, I've been in front of people. I'm not worried about it. Dude, right before, I was like, I think I'm going to vomit.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I have no idea where this is coming from. I've never been worried about it, but
it's like stage fright and butterflies and all of it before you go perform. But when you're acting on stage, you didn't feel that way.
oh, no. I did the talent show. I didn't care.
Exactly.
They changed the entire thing on me. They're like, okay, by the way, all the lineups are different. And I'm like, okay. They're like, just figure it out.
Yeah.
And I did. I was like, whatever. I didn't worry about it. I wasn't worried about bombing or not knowing what to say.
So what were you worried about singing at the wedding?
Oh, all kinds of things. My voice. I know in practice, it's not there was any troubling notes. It was just more and more I could reflect on certain things like, oh, I definitely sing better or worse if my throat is dry or wet, or
Sure,
if I'm full or not, or if I'm
I
a little bit tense, then I'd notice I'd be like, oh yeah, that was okay. That was not.
Did
easy.
you throw a couple of beers down before you got up there, or like?
I did. That might have not helped. Yeah, because
possibly it does loosen you up a little bit.
It did, but I think also just there was more and more of a wait time for me.
Right, anticipation. You're like,
oh, dude,
let's get this over with so I can enjoy this wedding.
Well, yeah, 5 minutes was like, and then another 20, and then another, and then it was like, okay.
Why did it keep getting pushed?
I think it wasn't anything serious. I think it was just like speeches obviously change, so they go like, hey, let's do a certain amount of time for this person, a certain amount of time for this, and then of course, like
it goes over.
Oh my gosh, absolutely.
Now, I was at that wedding. I don't remember any of that wedding, not because I was partying too hard. More so, I think I had other stuff. I was focused more on the performance and loading in and setting up and playing and leaving and whatever. So the wedding itself was kind of blurry to me. I have a serious question. You said rehearsal. Did you rehearse with the band for that song?
No.
Okay. I was like, I don't remember that.
No. I was going to say, we didn't. I would have loved that, but I don't think.
Why didn't we think of that?
Because I don't think there was really a good opportunity where you guys were set up. I'm pretty sure.
Didn't you live in Portland also?
Yeah.
That was it. You lived too far away to come in and rehearse. So you were just, here for the wedding.
Well, pretty much. I mean, and it was just basically me and Aaron.
Right.
So there wasn't all too much. I mean,
but that was great. I have the video somewhere. I should pull it up.
No, don't. Do not.
Well,
do not.
Well, I'll show it to you before. It's not as bad as you think. It's not actually bad at all. It's actually really good.
Ooh.
And
I remember, dude,
it's a full-on party, man. People loved it. They freaking loved it.
Oh, okay, cool. Because I remember I felt like I forgot the words through it. I forgot. I felt like I stumbled over my words.
Nobody knows. You know.
You just keep going. Whatever.
I drop a drumstick almost every time I play, and I just pick up another one. Nobody knows. It's all good. I'm gonna find it. I wonder if it's under my saved stuff because it came up as a memory. Oh, I thought I found it. It's another one of our jam sessions. I'll have to find it. I'll send it to you. If you absolutely hate it, I will not let anyone see it unless if they ask for it, of course.
All right, I'll tell you what. How about this? If we get a request,
for Dylan,
we get a request.
He sings Blink-182's. What's My Age Again?
Wait, what?
What song? What song did you sing?
We sung.
Oh no. Okay, my bad. For some reason, I thought you sang the Blink song. They made us learn a Blink song. Eric and Tiffany, they're like, if we're hiring you, you have to learn this song.
Oh, no, that is probably just because everybody who's going would
That song
jam to it. That did make that
was
that
lit.
crowd go.
Yeah,
Oh hell yeah, dude!
totally
Everybody went crazy. I figured that. No,
I'll have to find it.
We sung.
I don't have that video.
Okay, what the heck is the name of that song? Anyways, I can't remember off the top of my head.
Yeah, I don't think I can either, man. Unfortunately, but that was a good. It was 10 years ago,
something like that. Yeah,
give or take. By the way, before we keep going down memory lane, who's our comedian today?
I don't think we picked one. I didn't have a chance to look. This is the first time I haven't watched one of our previous episode. So after Nikki, I don't remember picking somebody.
I don't think we did.
I feel like we're gonna pick another female.
I was watching more Eddie Murphy today.
Okay.
And a friend of mine is going to Mexico today for the weekend. There's a huge festival down there called Circus Mexicus or something like that. It's a Rocky Point event. Roger Klein and the Peacemakers.
Mm-hmm.
The Refreshments. It's that whole crew, and he's going down there, and his ex-girlfriend's going to be down there. And I'm like, I mean, I'll keep it clean. I was like, don't do it. You know what I mean? Like, stay away.
Yeah.
He was like, I don't know. So I sent him the clip today where, you know which clip I'm talking about? Where he goes, you put your whatever inside, you go, blows up. Like,
oh, yeah.
And I was like, remember, if you have the urge, then I sent that video, that clip, and he laughed. But God, that's so great. His whole AIDS bit. So funny.
Eddie Murphy.
Unreal.
Yeah, just so good. So good.
Incredibly good, and finesse pouring out of the guy.
I think the other thing that's surprising is when we were kind of doing that little focus on him or spotlight or whatever, I was shocked because I was like, yeah, dude, I thought you had way more comedy albums.
No.
And yeah, dude, he just went from
to
comedy
acting.
to
he wanted to be an
actor right away. Even when he was on SNL, he was great. He was funny.
Yeah. So. And he did some serious roles, not too many. But a lot of them had a twist of comedy. Like, I don't think he ever did a fully serious role that I could think of. Even 48 Hours was a little funny. Even
yeah. I think maybe Soul Man was probably the closest that I can remember.
I don't think I've seen that one.
Or the vampire one. I can't remember if that was funny at all. There might have been like some couple spots, but
yeah.
I think the overall. Did you see that one? A Vampire in Brooklyn or something like that? He's in a vampire movie? Oh.
Nope.
Yeah.
NOP. sounds pretty terrible.
It was. But no, Eddie Murphy forever will be my quotable. Like, my brain goes to him. There's a couple, but I think it's just because
there's a few.
Well, so
you watch something long enough, you're gonna repeat it, like one-liners and whatnot. So
yeah.
Yeah, that was good. So he had Raw and Delirious like 4 years apart, and then boom, during and after, just acting a lot.
Eddie, I am American woman now.
Kiss my ass. I know.
Half Eddie.
Yeah, half
Eddie. Yeah.
And he takes some of his material in those two and puts it in like Coming to America. Some of the jokes that go in, or the other, yeah,
Did you ever
definitely top 10?
Listen to the guy who did Tool Time? I can't remember the name.
Tim
Taylor.
Yeah,
no, that's his name. Tim Allen.
Tim Allen. And he was Tim Taylor. He was Tim Taylor, right?
Right.
So he just went by his first. Tim Allen is pretty flippin' funny, man. Like, in like a low key way. Like, he doesn't want any attention. He just wants to do his job and go home.
Right. What I liked about did you ever see a stand up though? Same thing.
Like in the 80s or whatever, 90s. Huh?
It's really funny, but
yeah, he's doing all the grunting.
It's 100% his show,
right?
And that's one thing that I thought was so cool. Is I grew up with that show. That was a family favorite at our house. So
hell yeah, Home Improvement was great.
Yeah,
you know why it ended, right? I just read this the other day.
get cocaine. Cocaine.
No.
Oh.
He got booked on cocaine before the show. That was like his past when he was in his 20s. But Patricia, whatever, the woman, the mom, Jill. Tim Allen was getting paid $2 million a show. She was only getting paid $1 million, and she's like, "F this noise, match it or I'm out," and with good reason because those two are equal. Like it's Tim's show, but it's like 51-49, right? So it's like
at the same time, I would only say this: we're here because of my writing, my jokes, my comedy. Like that's what this is based upon. So it's like, so to me, you're saying you want 50% of my creation.
Not 50%. He's not asking for Tim Allen's cut. He's just asking for the producers and the people who pay the actors to pony up. And second to that,
okay.
Yeah, Tim Allen's not going to give up half of his, he's not going to split his extra $1 million and split it. And
so you're just asking for the pay match. No, because they were a dynamic. So good.
And you don't put Patricia in that role and you pick a different Jill. The show goes nowhere. Maybe, who knows? Like,
it would not
their
work.
chemistry was one of the better ones in sitcoms.
Absolutely, it's believable. It's so genuine. Like you watch it and you feel like you're watching a real. They even like the way they kiss and like joke around. You're like, is there something going on? Are you guys? Because you got me. But great acting. It would have been interesting if they just wrote her off as a death because that show was on for so long. Like those kids started going to college, so it would have been an interesting real life perspective.
But I think Tim was on her side. I bet you it came up as like, should we kill her off and get a different mom? And Tim Allen was probably like, no, because if you remember, 20 plus years later, his new show, which is basically Home Improvement but with girls as daughters, Last Man Standing. Same thing. It's the same exact show.
Is it her?
No, but she makes an appearance as like the neighbor or something, and she's in a few episodes.
Okay.
Which is cool. So, have you watched that show?
I haven't.
It is pretty funny. Now, if you're speaking like politically, it's, I can see how some people would not want to, because Tim Allen.
I've seen clips online that come out where you can totally tell he's like, he makes a stance and it's scripted to be that way.
Yeah, exactly. So
I don't care about that shit.
Yeah, I know
when
you
it comes
don't.
Up in a show, I'm like, all right, yeah. It's a perspective. Like if America doesn't like this perspective, this motherfucker will get killed off or written off. Like it happened with Spacey. It happened with all these shows like Roseanne Barr, dude. They took the name Roseanne off her fucking show.
Called it,
they called it Connors, their last name.
Connors. Damn.
Same show. That's what they did. They killed her off. Her character was going through some drama. And then in the script, they were just like, okay, she died.
Oh.
And now we all have to live on.
And it's still a successful show without her.
Yeah.
Because is it John Goodman?
Yeah.
Why didn't he have her back? Did she say some really messed up shit?
I
don't remember what she said.
She has in the past, like she ran for office, like political office before, and killed that with some things. She's always been Roseanne, which is, I'm not going to shy away from something that I have an opinion on that I think people should know about, right? Yeah. And I think that's just all she did is she made her opinion known, and there was enough people, producers being some of them, probably sponsors being others, that were like, yeah, if that's how you feel, we do too. And we feel just as strongly as you do, enough to just yank you off of there because that's the new thing. The second you tarnish your, bite the hand that feeds you, basically your sponsors, your producers, all that. They're fucking out.
It's all the cancel culture stuff, right? And
they drop you in a minute.
It depends on what they said. Have you seen Chris Rock's newest special? We talked about it briefly.
Yeah, that's the one where he's talking about the
Will
slap,
Smith,
right?
and all. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I've seen that.
Leading up to that, he just said just that. He goes, two people can say the same thing, and one will get canceled for it, and the other one gets a pass. You know what I mean? So the system is not very fair, but it just depends. Like if you obviously raped, molested, whatever someone, fine, you deserve to be fucking off. Like get out of here. But if
Okay.
you
No, I got a question.
Kevin Hart said like
I want to get back to that really quick, just because
Okay.
we hit that, and I'm just curious, and I'm just curious. Okay,
Yeah.
in your mind, in your upbringing, in your belief system, what do you do with that group of people where you're like that? You said there's a certain box that you made. Would you say rapists?
Right.
All right. So what do you do? This is just my mind, like, in generally talking about society. What do you do with people, like, let's say that, like, hey, this is if they call it an affliction or whatever, vice, I have this, I can't stop. What do we do with that human being?
What do you do with them?
Well, right. I mean,
make sure. I mean, again, have they been convicted for it?
Yes.
Yes. I mean, jail time, probably.
Okay, they're out.
Idea. What's that?
They're out.
Now they're out.
Yeah.
Listen, people can overcome.
Okay.
On that side, I don't know. Like for me, it's like, hey, if you've had a bankruptcy or a foreclosure, then yeah, let's give you a second chance because you're now older and smarter. And
so you're saying there are second chances for those crimes?
I'm not for what? Foreclosing on a house?
No.
Oh. my example.
Kill them. You foreclosed.
No. I mean, if you've been convicted of serious shit, then maybe not. But I don't know.
You don't know. You don't have an opinion?
I do know. No. My opinion. It's case by case. So if you are for sure a convicted rapist, yeah, I think you go to jail forever, not get out. Like, why are you being let out? Because the justice system puts a time, and maybe after jail you change, but then people get right out of jail and go rape somebody else, let's say, or whatever it is, right?
Right.
Hard to say. There's no solid line in the sand for that question. That's why I don't know how to answer it.
No, that's a good answer.
And you.
Oh, okay. Right back at me. So I'm on a similar, I would say it needs to be case by case, obviously, because, and I think that's the hard thing about any justice system is how do you discern what someone's future intentions are going to be? Like their heart, basically, right? Have you changed? Did you get that understanding to the core to where you're like done for life on that action?
Right.
So for me, I mean, because the time never made sense to me, like that part of our judicial system and punishment. Like, okay, we're going to assign a certain timeout kind of thing, because timeout doesn't work with kids in my mind.
No, yeah. You just throw them somewhere, and they're not spending that time to reflect. They're counting down the days when they get out.
Right. And I feel like that's the same way with, jail, prison. Yeah. It's that's what you're doing. There's nothing else to do. There's no other stimulation going on. So in my mind, I would love to see if there was a way to assign specific treatment / review. Like if there's a review where it's like, oh, cool, we're going to go through, like, did you do your therapies? Are you doing these things? Are the acts of kindness required of you being done? No. All right, cool. Your sentence might be a little longer only because you're not doing the steps. I mean, I'm just saying whatever the things, the new,
but on top of that, you can be a total con artist and go by the book till the second you're let out and you're back to your old ways. So but I do believe through certain restructuring of habits that will rub off. I believe that. I've only seen it in people that the longer I've seen a habit like enacted, the more it has an impact. Even if it's not like, let's just use working out as an example. The people I see who have stuck with a certain routine, whether it's intensive or not, whether they're like, oh, I'll go as hard as weightlifting consistently. And then if I give it up, even if I'm like not really lifting weights, I at least do push-ups and sit-ups and just kind of keep in shape. Right. So there's those fluctuations, but the people I think who consistently stick with certain routines and rhythms, or like getting up early in the morning, I think, it rubs off on you where you don't have to push yourself as much as it naturally arises. So that's where the time in comes with criminals. Like sometimes you can knock that out in 2 or 3 years. Other times it might take you 10 years.
Right. Where if there's certain processes,
but there has to be a minimum, right?
Exactly. Well, same thing with the time. Like if you put in the
One of
time and you're not doing it and you just sat there and just did the time,
You're doing the whole
great.
term.
Great. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Case by case, yeah, like people who kill other people, like maybe you should not get out ever. I mean, look at, I don't want to bring it up because it's such a horrible case, but a couple of people just got convicted for killing 2 people. They helped each other kill 2 other people, and now they're going away forever, which good. You know, for me, it's like, why? Let's just take care of them and let's move on. But it doesn't work that way, you know. That it's crazy. So
Yeah.
I don't think they'll ever be repaired or fixed or even with rehab. I think once you've taken another life, I don't think you get a second chance. That's where I draw that line. It's like, nope. You kill someone, you go away. Bye.
What if it was in defense?
Oh, that's different. No.
Okay.
That's different. If your life's at danger and you had to defend yourself, different story. You didn't.
Okay. What if it's perceived
that you
I really thought you were going to come to my house and kill me, so I had to
Oh.
get you first, dude. Because
Yeah.
here's the threatening messages you showed me, and here's all the evidence.
See what the jury says. I recently, along with comedy, another one of my like favorite things to do is listen and watch true crime, as we all know here, right? I just finished The Jinx with Robert Durst.
How good?
Oh, fucking phenomenal! But this motherfucker got away with. He didn't really start serving jail time till he was well in his 80s, and he was already basically did 7 months and died in jail.
Seriously,
his whole life he was out.
Yep.
And you're telling me he didn't kill Susan? He didn't disappear his wife. He didn't. Well, he admitted to killing the guy in self-defense, like you just brought up, but then he goes and cuts the body up. It's like, well, what? And he got off. That he was acquitted.
Dude, yeah, listen.
Acquitted.
There's so many. The true crime is addicting, and this is funny too. There's a comedian who even talks about like, as you get older, they're like, as you get older, I've just realized all men are interested in the Roman Empire and true crime cases. They're like, it's one or the other. You can't help that. I don't remember, but he's like, it doesn't matter. Like if you ever just see a man contemplating and staring off into the distance, he goes, it's either a cold, it's either a cold case. He's like, or he's a gladiator in an arena.
Is this a comedian that said it? Oh damn, we gotta find that shit and play it.
I want to say,
I'm gonna find it right now. Let's see, men think.
If you think that'll come up.
Oh, boom! Men think about Roman Empire. It's the
there
first.
You
go. I didn't even have to type it in. 4% of men aged 18 and older think about the Roman Empire most days. Jesus. Okay, I'm gonna put comedian next to that and see if anything populates. Is it a woman?
No, it's a man.
Okay, that's not her. Oh wait, hang on. I'm gonna put in Roman Empire and true crime. I got to be a little more specific.
Are you just doing a general Google search?
Yeah.
That's unbelievable that it can be that specific.
Oh, dude, it's nuts. There's a TikTok reel. All right, I can't find it at this very moment because being a man thinking about shorts. I guess it's a thing. So it's not.
Oh, it's definitely a thing.
Yeah.
But I didn't even register that till I heard it, and then I thought that was really funny. So then
that's like saying women over 32 like Hallmark movies. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like it's a generalization. Most people like true crime. I think those shows are so popular.
Because it's an interesting peek on a real. That's the thing. It's real. It's a real person who did this real crazy ass thing, and it's usually for a reason that is so normal. You're like, why the fuck did you do that? Why didn't you just leave her, dude?
Right.
Like, what? Why would you?
I have my limits, but my wife watches none of that shit. She can't handle it. But for me, once they start talking about children, I'm out. Can't do it.
Oh, I hear you. Especially the level of whenever you hear like how many people are in this trafficking, like,
oh yeah,
negotiation
I
where you're
can't
like,
handle.
oh god damn, dude, that's insane.
So,
Yeah, no, the scariest thing for me was there's a more recent movie. I don't remember what it's called, but it's like an American special forces soldier or whatever, and he's hired by a family because their daughter or kids go missing, and they're like, I think this trafficking group took them, like we need someone to act, and nobody will act on their behalf because they're like, oh, we got it, it's international now and all this stuff. So he's like, nah, I'm gonna do it. And it's crazy because in that, I don't know if it's a movie, right? So how
it's not real,
right? How accurate is this statistic?
But it happens,
right? But they had a statistic from the movie that said, like, I can't remember what the number was, but just the perception of it was cool. He was like, he's like, all the time we find hundreds and thousands of hours of videotape of all these atrocities and hundreds of kids in the videos. And he's like, we've never recovered one of those kids. He's like, and so you're like, holy shit, that's crazy to think about. Like, all they are doing is finding the guys moving around the videos, but they never recover the kids. Like, how tragic is that? That means you're always just catching shadows. So
where are they?
So that was the whole point of this movie, is like, yeah, that means they're just constantly being used until they're no longer used. And then they probably end up like homeless people on the street that look crazy, probably because they're like used and abused their entire lives and know nothing other than that. And then we're left to be addicts on the street. Because I'm sure part of that life is they control kids through probably drugs, alcohol, things that kids shouldn't have. So they're already becoming warped and addicted.
They made a movie in the 2000s called Traffic. Have you seen it?
I thought that was they probably have the same name. There's a movie with cops called Traffic where they're dirty cops.
No, this is with the guy from that 70s show, Eric.
It's like drug trafficking.
Oh yeah, but it's human trafficking. And then, like you said, they drug them up and basically sedate them until they're ready for work. I think they were sex traffickers. Actually, it was even worse.
Yeah,
that was a pretty effed up movie from what I remember. I haven't seen it since I watched it the first time.
Yeah, talk about but anywho,
we just
dark turn.
Well, we don't have a comedian this week. Maybe let's pick one for next week. Maybe.
Yeah.
Have we done Chris Rock yet?
I'm down. You want to do Chris Rock?
No, we gotta do Chris Rock. I love that guy.
Yeah, dude.
4 white kids jumped on an elevator. I jumped on.
Oh my god!
Or I got on an elevator.
Yeah.
God damn, that's good.
Robitussin.
Yeah. Put some tussin in
there. Yeah. Let that tussin soak into the bone, boy. But we're out. Put some water in it. Shake it up. Mo tussin.
I tried watching Cat Williams and it was god awful. I'm sorry.
Which one?
It's the latest one, the woke one.
Okay.
10 minutes in, I was like,
listen. He is listen. I love Cat Williams, but there are moments when he's very screamy and sweaty.
It's unwatchable.
Together, it doesn't.
Unwatchable.
Not the best luck. No, I know. He has his moments on some. The best is when he has this. I can't remember the name of the special. He has a pimp cup, green outfit. His hair is classic.
That's a classic one. But
yeah,
he hasn't really been able to follow that up.
No, he definitely seems like he's getting fucked by people in the industry and is not happy about it. And then more recently, since he's kind of doesn't give a shit about what he says, I think it's I think all those things. You've been in certain industries long enough. Everybody, I think, gets worn from it. Even me in my industry, right? There's things that I'm like, fuck that.
Right.
Done. Don't even want to talk about it. Too sensitive of a subject. I already got to deal with it every day. So I'm sure comedians are the same way. So I feel like his Carlin too. More recently, just because George Carlin was like, same thing. I was like, damn, dude, he has so much comedy to go through. I'm curious I don't remember what his first one is in comparison to him being like 70. Right. So I watched like the first couple and it's like his personality seems kind of different. Like he seems more goofy, bubbly, optimistic. but still
grown up to be a
cynical,
jaded, grumpy dude.
Oh my God. He was always kind of a cynic about stuff. Like, this is stupid. Why do we do this? But it was more like, humans are dumb. And then as you get on, he's like, humans are pieces of shit. Like,
yeah.
So you're like, okay.
And he died a few years ago, right?
I want to feel. Yeah, I have no idea, to be honest.
2008. No, he's been dead since 2008.
Okay, yeah. I feel he was. Oh, I was surprised he was alive. He would just come out with a new special where I'm like, he has a special out? Oh my God.
He barely made it to, what's the math on that? 63. He's like 72 or something.
Yeah. And he probably didn't he make a special at 70? So he made a special 2 years later. He died.
Before he died.
That's amazing. But that one's good. His brain, I was shocked. Like if you watch it's one of the last two, I can't even memorize it. It's like 5 minutes of this cool thing about like, I'm a microwave. I can't even do it. I'm a microdynamic, blah, 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 vegetarian,
Yes.
He has all these category things where you're like,
that's when
holy shit.
That was probably when he was in his 60s and he was with the ponytail walking around. Yeah, I think, and then the 7 bad words or worse words or something.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that we should cover his in a week or two, because he is. I haven't listened to enough Carlin, because obviously he in 08 we were like in our 20s and he was already gone. So I don't have much experience with Carlin, but I still think it was funny. Like him. I don't
remember. I remember a couple of his really early ones, but I was young, so I didn't fully get it. And it's also dated, right? He's talking about the 80s and people are like, who the fuck is this guy? That was a congressman back in the day who I guess was a dick. I don't know.
Right. We don't know.
Yeah, I'm just like but he was another one that I always popped up in pop culture constantly in movies or
exactly.
Whatever.
A lot of cameos in
movies. Yeah, absolutely. That was really funny, but I'm down to do Chris Rock. Yeah, right? Chris Rock?
Chris Rock, man. Chris Rock.
But are you doing anything fun for the summer? Because
what do you mean?
School... Oh yeah, you guys.
No, we don't really have a. Well, yeah, I guess Jack is out of school, but we don't have like full-time school like you guys do with your kids.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, they're home now. They have a swim lesson at 4:30, and that's their day. You know, it's 114 outside, so they got 114 in early June. It's awesome.
Dude, it was 72 today.
Not in these parts. And we got 110 plus for the next 7 days. So
this weekend's supposed to be gorgeous sun. I'm gonna go get tanned. We're gonna we have a bike ride for the school. I'm psyched.
Yeah, this is why you live there.
Well, and then Father's Day, we're gonna go check out a property. I'll fill you in on all of that. And before I head out to that, I'll probably even give you a call about just certain things to look over.
You can FaceTime me while you're there if you want.
Oh, I am down. The only thing about that internet, I'll see if I can. If not, I'll definitely take pictures, video, send it to you when I'm better, because Prineville gets better.
It's bad, huh? The internet?
You are in remote. It's gorgeous, dude. It's like hills and valleys. It's literally
what's the population?
130 in Mitchell.
I wonder you can be the savior of that town by bringing the internet to that town.
I think any presence would have an impact on a community that small, like under 200 people. If you think about it, there's churches that have more than 200 people.
Right. Congregation. Yep.
Right. So if you think about that, if you just look around, it's like how much of an impact you could make at your own church. Like it's the same thing as in a town that I would be down to. Like I've always had a dream of, like, if I lived in a small town, I would just offer every business, every home, any person. It's like, hey, if you wanted to, especially during the summer, if I've got nothing to do, I'll do a mural. I'll do it like roses or whatever, especially if you buy the paint. Heck yeah, dude. I would love if every inch or every cool little thing someone goes, oh, that's really cool. I'm like, yeah, that's me. Yeah, that's me too.
Yeah.
That's mine.
It's your town.
Just because it'd be fun. And that way, like, I also know everybody because, you know, I painted something for you.
Right.
It looks good. Every person coming through town is like, gosh, this is pretty awesome. Everything matches and it's tied into whatever you're cool. Whatever you want to do. I don't care. But that's kind of where I'm trying to start that now with where we're at with the school and our neighborhood. Now that I have more availability to just not be with kids,
right?
We're trying to reach out to like the neighborhood association and different groups to do little things. Simon Space is one of them, which is this organization that we were talking about a second ago. They work to have this sign language cafe opened. So I went out and we were just supporting. We went to an event. It was pretty cool. So it's like a cafe that has all the equipment where you can just sign or talk into a machine and it makes a sign come back or it speaks to you so you can understand. So whether you're deaf or not, or you know the language or not, you can just come in and just talk, and then you can talk to a deaf person and it's translated. And then you get your coffee. It's no big deal. You leave. But coffee's always been a really big thing in the deaf community just because they had a lot of coffee chats at different coffee places. It was just a good meeting point. So they thought, hey, let's do one that completely works for that group of people and supports them. So the first step is like their tables. They have a mural space, but the tables is where I'm just going to change the tabletops into game boards. So I'm going to have like checkerboard, backgammon, Chinese checkers, and solitaire. And I'm just going to paint like spots that look cool.
Sure.
For you know, or the game boards. And then the rest of it are just going to be
that's a lot of detailed work going into this. It's good.
Not that much. I mean, the grid is easy. You tape it off.
Yeah.
Like, same with backgammon. It's just triangles, really.
But to have those ideas and actually be able to, like, I can't even paint my bathroom one color. I'm like, what do I do? I don't know. Like, you know what I mean? I'm just like, I'll just leave it alone. It's easier that way.
Well, that's the cool thing about it is I love to paint. So yeah, I'm always looking for a project because I'll
paint anything.
Right, absolutely, and everything.
That sounds like a Jerky Boys phone call.
Yeah, right.
I'll paint you silly.
Yeah, I'll paint you silly.
I think there's actually a bit on that.
Yeah, I got to get back into the.
Dude. The first like 2 or 3 albums, and then it got weird after that. But
not even just them, but like radio prank calls.
Yeah.
Oli's getting more into comedy and stuff. It's funny to hear her listening to. She'll listen to something. She's also listening to like rap and stuff now. So
yeah,
it's just hilarious.
It's coming. All the new stuff she's going to start listening to and discovering. So
it's true.
You know, I don't care. Like, I don't think it's gonna. I may be wrong, but like negatively affect a kid because they're listening to. Who gives a shit, right?
Even if there is a negative influence, I always believe that if you have a strong connection with your kids, even a negative influence is a teachable moment, like, right? Especially if they did something because of it, you can point that out in their behavior and be like, well, why? Why did you do this? And if they're just kind of like have no reason, be like, could it be because of this? I'm just asking because it seems similar to me.
Right.
And if you can't discern the difference of like reality and not, then you shouldn't have this in your collection. Why? Because you can't handle it.
Yeah, or you're not old enough to handle it. I mean, that's why they have ratings on stuff. And those ratings aren't like 13. Like some 9-year-olds can handle a PG-13, but then some 15-year-olds cannot.
Right.
So it just depends on where you're at and mentally. And I don't know. But why did we start talking about this?
It doesn't matter. I mean, it's a good point. Like how you rate, like me and Aaron are in that thick of it right now. Oli is almost a teen, right?
Yeah.
13, she's still here. She's still there.
Right.
So even like scary movies, like, like for us, like same thing. Some stuff is rated PG-13, rated R. And the difference is like sexual content versus violence, where it's like, I don't want her seeing the sexual content side right now. I don't want her seeing about molestation, rape, inappropriate shit like that. Nah. Or even nudity. Already I can see her like if there's just like a boob.
And nudity with your parents in the room, you're like,
Totally. She's already like,
yeah, it's cringeworthy.
So
if there was ever a boob that popped on screen while watching a movie with my parents, I'd get the fuck up and walk away. I'm like, I'm out.
Absolutely, yeah.
Let me know when it's over.
Your skin just gets all tight. You're like,
check on the and then you just walk away.
Yeah, you're just like,
no can do.
Yeah, totally. So we're just navigating those waters right now with especially like what is too scary, what is gonna trigger her to not sleep well.
Yeah,
because like horror, she wants to see it. So we just introduced her to like the Alien franchise, and what was
that's easing her in, right?
I like it because it's gore and it's scary, but it's aliens.
Science.
They're in space. There's
like science type of, not science, like science fiction type of stuff going on, right?
But in my mind, this is what, and she might be different. That's what I'm saying. You have to assess. In my mind, it's distant enough to make it feel like it's not going to happen in your bed and at your home.
Right.
She's
real.
On a spaceship on another planet, far, far away.
Dude,
where Oli could be like, oh, that's not even close. That's not Earth, right? So
I got thrown in at like a really young age at older cousins, and they'd be watching like Freddy Krueger, Jason,
right,
Poltergeist, and the other one, and I'm like 6 watching this shit. And
it
was
me too.
So terrifying.
Because all of that is 100% accessible.
Oh, totally.
Poltergeist. She goes and touches the TV, something you do every fucking day, especially the way we had it, right on the floor, right in front, where you could just be like, oh, just like the movie. Right. Terrifying. Or all those other movies. They happen.
Some newer ones like The Ring.
Yeah, that's another one. You watch a video and then
exactly
Dunsky. But like even Freddy Krueger was terrifying because it's like, oh, he comes for you in your dreams when you sleep. Oh, okay, that's comforting.
Yeah, my parents said that can't happen, but it's happening right in front of my eyes.
I saw it. That's what those teens thought. And they got screwed.
A small collection of 4 series on this. So
yeah,
was there Freddy Krueger 4? I think there was 4 of them.
Oh no!
Yeah, those freaked the hell out of me. I mean, Friday the 13th, there was a ton of those with the Jason mask.
Yeah.
I to this day I don't really mess with horror. Suspense is a different story.
Okay.
But horror, I'm not into horror whatsoever.
Oh, I love horror movies. Yeah, just love them. I mean, I like film. Movies in general, but horror has always just had a special place just because back in the day that was your easy way to see like boobs.
Yeah,
like,
totally.
Every scary movie was like
there's one scene like the reason it got its R rating is because the bad words and like 1 or 2 boob shots. They're like, all right, R, let's go.
Yep.
So
but if you ever wanted to see, even in your adulthood, I think the creme de la creme of horror movies is the movie Candyman. Did you ever see that?
Oh yeah. Yeah. I know Candyman. That guy's freaky.
Dude, terribly scary, so well done. Great cinematography. The plot is spooky. Acting, mwah.
I mean, they knew what they were doing. I mean, they turned a doll, Chucky, into a horror movie. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy. Like, that was scary shit. Your doll coming.
The original
trying to kill you.
Totally. That's what I'm saying. Accessible.
Yeah.
Something your mom could buy you. Could come to life, murder you,
sleeping, and then you
murder everyone around you.
That was like every other scene. The kid's sleeping, and the doll comes to life with the eyes. And then they had Chucky's girlfriend. I forget her name. They just kept going, man.
They had kids.
Oh Jesus! I didn't
as
know that.
dolls. Oh, it's called it was Bride of Chucky, Seed of Chucky, something like that. Yeah.
Oh my god!
No, horror movies don't stop. Actually, you know what? Candyman, and if you can call it a horror movie, it might be adventure, but Jaws. Jaws was
Jaws is like a suspense type of. Never saw it.
Wait, what?
No, I can't. Well, now I can handle it, but. When I was offered that movie to watch, I was like 7, and I'm like, nope.
Oh,
and I think I may have watched some of it because I cannot go in the ocean. Period. I don't do the ocean.
I know. I'm done making a try. So watch that movie. It's not going to hurt anything, but it's so good. just for the
sure.
adventure factor, because it's so good. The whole movie, it's building the fortitude of the characters that are going to battle the shark. So slowly you're seeing like all the characters,
and there's some casualties along the way
and their roles. And then all of a sudden it's just, there's a certain part when they're all on that boat looking for that shark. It's like, we're in this, we're going to get this fucking thing or die trying. And then it's just crazy over the top, but good the whole time. It's so good. Up until then, it is kind of like, because there's a lot of talky, but it's interesting to me now, only because it's the politics of a town. Right. They're trying to cover up that this shark has killed some people.
Yeah.
Because it's tourist season. It's summer. Everyone's about to come.
Yeah.
They're like, keep that shit under wraps.
Yeah.
So as an adult, that is more interesting. When you're a kid, you're like, oh my God.
Yeah, exactly.
What is up with this grumpy bitch? I don't know. And then, find out, her kid got murdered.
Yeah. Kind of a big deal.
Yeah. Great movie. But yeah, we're introducing them to the scary or more like the next level of their development. Like, where is that type of thing?
Yeah, we're in completely different spaces. Like right now,
right?
Cars. My oldest is kind of afraid of a lot of stuff. It's funny. He doesn't like cars in certain scenes. It's just kind of weird for him, right?
It's because they talk. Funny.
I don't know, not because they talk, but he doesn't like uncomfortable scenes where like someone's in trouble or whatever, because this kid's like so like he wants everyone to be okay. You know what I mean? So like he sees someone not being okay, he's like, oh no, this is not good. Like it's a cartoon, you're fine. You're totally fine.
That's so awesome. That's that's sweet, dude.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So we're just now
turn it off. They can't get along. I can't process this.
Yeah, exactly.
We're welcoming in this family.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I don't think he likes the antagonist in any movie or show or anything, because he just wants everyone to just get along. Like, there's no, you got to tell him, like, hey, sometimes there's a bad guy.
Yeah. And some people are dicks.
Watch it till the end, and you'll see what happens. 99 out of 100 times, the good guy wins.
Yeah.
So, anywho, so Chris Rock next week. We didn't get to the book again.
No, it's my bad.
It's okay. No. We had a good purge here. You know what I mean?
Oh no, absolutely. Plus, I usually, like I said, I do my due diligence to look at the old episode, because I couldn't remember if we even decided on somebody, but
I don't think we did. So Chris Rock will be it. I think that's a good one, and I think I'm going to focus on, because I already know his Bigger and Blacker front and back. We've seen that one together like 10 times. So the new one I'm going to rewatch, and the whole slap thing for me went way too long. I thought it was too much time focused on that, but I get it. He had to get it out, but the rest of it was really good too.
Oh, it is. But also, that's what everybody was there for. Right?
Oh, yeah.
The second he said he had a freaking new special, everybody I think was like, here it is, baby.
Here it comes. And he's smart, because he waited over a year to like talk about it publicly.
Because he probably knew in his head, like, he probably got slapped, went to the side, was like, I mean, unless it was I don't know, right? And then went, what the fuck? And then in his brain, he's that's his profession. He probably was
dollar signs. Let's go.
Absolutely. He was like, you know what? I'm not worried about it. I could turn this into an hour special.
And he didn't sue him or anything.
Why? I guarantee you, because now he can say, like, if they come after him to say, like, hey, you can't talk about that, he'd be like, absolutely not. You assaulted me, actually. So if you want, we can really get into it.
Exactly.
So
I don't mind suing you.
Let me cash my checks.
Because if he got sued, he'd probably, or if he won a settlement, part of the deal would be you can never speak about this publicly ever again.
I guarantee you that's what it would have been.
Yeah.
Because that's the number one thing.
Maybe that's what he didn't agree to. And he's like, all right, well, I'll just take it to the stage. So
right. And he's like, and there's probably other things that we don't even know about, like that.
Oh yeah,
our common knowledge in that industry, like, oh, this was a public televised event where you guys are supposed to keep me safe, and he went up and did that. So absolutely, I can talk about this. I can do whatever I want about this. I can use this footage. It was me. That's my image. I can put it on whatever I want. Edit it.
He
can't.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Let's see. Close that up. But yeah, I got to run.
Yep.
I got a call soon, and I got to get ready for it. But next
Chris
week.
Rock next
Back
week.
to it.
All right. Well, thank you, sir.
Peace.
Later.